So in the last class, we have discussed about the self-heating of coal, auto oxidation of coal. Spontaneous how this by different we have this about this here coal oxygen, the coal oxygen complex we have discussed in the previous class. So today we are going to discuss about the next theory, that is your pyrite theory. So what is pyrite theory? Let us discuss about the pyrite theory. So this pyrite means what? Pyrite means a pure pyrite means it is a polysulfide of iron. It is nothing but a polysulfide of iron. Fe triple S. Fe triple FeSC3. This complex is called your polysulfide of iron. Fe is iron. Fe is iron and S is your sulfur. When they are mixed together, iron and sulfide are mixed together. So that is called a pure pyrite. Only iron and sulfur is present. One molecule of iron is combined with 3 molecules of sulfur, gives you the pure pyrite, which is also known as polysulfide of iron. And it contains, this polysulfide of iron contains 46.37% iron. Here it contains 46.37% and 53.33% sulfur. So in this polysulfide of iron or pure pyrite, it is also called your pyrite, which contains 46.37% of iron and 53.33% of sulfur reacts with oxygen. When this polysulfide of iron comes in contact with oxygen in the air at room temperature, it emanates heat. Whenever this polysulfide of iron or the pyrite, pure pyrite, comes in contact with the oxygen in the air, it emanates heat and responsible for specific combustion. So the heat generated is responsible for the auto-oxidation of the coal. So this theory is called your pyrite theory, because if the coal contains pyrite or polysulfide of iron, then there is tendency of generating heat or auto-oxidation combustion of coal. That theory is called your pyrite theory. This is called your pyrite theory. So heating. So after heating of coal could be caused by iron pyrites present in finely powdered and dispersed state in the presence of moisture. So in the mines, moisture is also there. So in the presence of moisture, the finely divided, finely powdered iron pyrites can heat the coal and the coal will be fired. the auto-oxidation of coal will take place because of the presence of iron pyrite, pure pyrite in the coal. So it has been established that pyrite present in coal might assist the oxidation of its carbonaceous content by breaking down coal into smaller fragments and exposing larger surface area to the air, as by elevating the temperature due to heat liberated from its own oxidation. Because of the oxidation of coal in contact with oxygen in iron pyrite, pure pyrite, so heat will be liberated and this heat will ignite the coal. So this is the theory behind pyrite theory. Okay. So this is the reaction which takes place. This is the reaction which takes place. Pyrite, when comes in contact with oxygen, to volume of iron, FeS2, pyrite, 2 volumes of pyrite, when they are mixed with 7 volumes and 16 volumes of water molecules, moisture. So in the mines, moisture is present. In the mines, oxygen is present. If the coal contains iron, then this reaction is going to take place. 16 volumes of water molecule, when they react, you get 2 volumes of sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and 2 volumes of FeSO4, sulfate, and 7 volumes of water, and you get 316 into 2 kilocalorie of heat energy. So this is the heat you are getting from this reaction, from this chemical reaction between the iron pyrites, between the pyrite, between the oxygen, between the water molecule. Whenever they react, you get 316 into 2 kilocalorie of heat energy. Heat is generated. So this heat is actually the cause of ignition. This heat is the cause of ignition of the coal. So the coal is ignited because of the generation of heat. 3 into 16 into 2 kilocalorie of heat is generated, which increases the temperature of the coal, and the coal is ignited. So that is the pyrite theory. Else the the reaction oxygen gives products of larger volume. You get a very large volume of this than the original pyrite, hence opening more pore area of the exposure of, which is a exothermic reaction. This is a exothermic reaction. So it also yields reaction products having greater volume than the actual pipe, with the result that would break upon any coal in which they are engrafted, and thus exposing a greater surface of coal to the air. So this sulfonated coal containing sulfur, coal containing sulfur, which called your sulfonated coal, have greater reactivity towards oxygen. So if the coal contains sulfur, so the oxygen reaction will be very fast, especially in the presence of iron oxide. So one scientist, Munzer, in the year 1975, gave the theory that it might have an considerable effect if its concentration in finely dispersed form exceeds 5 to 10%. If the pyrite concentration is present in the concentration of 5 to 10% in a finely dispersed state, if the pyrite present is less than 5%, then its effect is negligible. If the pyrite present in coal is less than 5%, the effect will be very negligible. But if it exceeds 5% and it becomes up to 10%, so it has a considerable effect on the auto-oxidation tendency of coal. So that is all about your pyrite theory. Then there is another theory is there, which is called your bacterium theory. Another theory is there, which is called your bacterium theory. You know that bacteria is present in coal, in all the places bacteria are present, in the woods, in the coal, in everywhere you'll find the bacteria. So if bacteria is present, so this bacteria also encourage self-ignition of coal due to bacterial action. If bacteria is present, it will create bacterial action, chemical reaction, or eating away by the bacteria. So spontaneous heating observed in hay stalks and in wood are known to be mainly due to activity of bacteria. So whatever hay stalks you see, whatever wood fire you see, so the fire which takes place in woods and haystacks are because of the activity of bacteria. However, there is no conclusive proof to authenticate or dispose this theory. Hence, it is concluded that bacteria could cause only a slight heating, which may not play any important role. So, we have seen that there are many theories behind the spontaneous heating of coal, spontaneous combustion of coal. So the main theory is your coal oxygen complex theory, which is the main theory. But the other theory which we discussed now, that is your pyrite theory. That is also applicable to your coal mines because pyrite is found in coal. Your FeS2 is found in coal. So if pyrite is present, sulfur is present in coal along with the iron. So that between the oxygen, between the iron part, between the water molecule, you get 316 into 2 times kilocalorie of heat. That heat is responsible for spontaneous combustion of coal. But this theory which we discussed just now, which is called your bacteria theory, bacterium theory, is not much important for the coal mine fires because the heat generated from the bacteria is very, very negligible, which may not play any important role for ignition of the coal. That is why the bacterium theory is not much important for the auto-oxidation tendency or spontaneous combustion of coal. But this bacteria theory works very well in haystacks and in wooden materials. Okay. So there is another theory is also there, which is called your phenol theory, which is called your phenol, PHONOL, phenol theory. So the scientists, they have experimented that phenolic hydroxyls and polyphenols oxidize faster than other. So different experiments were conducted by different scientists, and they have shown that phenolic hydroxyl and polyphenols, they oxidize very fast than any other group of chemical reagents. So this is called your phenol theory, presence of phenolic hydroxyls and polyphenols. Because of their oxidation, the heat is generated and the coal may catch fire. So there is the last theory, fifth theory. There is another theory which is called your electrochemical theory, electrical and chemical theory, electrochemical theory. It describes auto-oxidation of coal as oxidation reduction processes takes place in micro galvanic cells made by the coal components, made by the coal component. So this is called your electrochemical theory. So this is also not much important for the auto oxidation tendency of coal or spontaneous combustion of coal. So out of these five theories, the first two theories are very, very important and they are applicable to coal mining industry. The first theory is your coal oxygen complex theory. Second theory was your pyrite theory. So these two theories are very, very important for you to understand. The other three theories, like your bacterial theory and the electrochemical theory, they are not much important. That is why it is not being discussed here. Okay. So next, we are going to discuss about the factors which affect the spontaneous combustion of coal. What are the different factors which are responsible for the spontaneous combustion of coal? So the magnitude of spontaneous combustion depends on a complex relationship of a range of internal and external factors are there. There are mainly two factors are there. One is called your internal factor, the factors which are present in the coal itself, and there are some external factors which are outside the coal composition. So the internal factors are called your intrinsic factors, nature of the coal. The internal factors are called your intrinsic factors or nature of the coal, like coal characteristics in factors. So this is called your intrinsic factor. Then the external factors are called your extrinsic factors. Extrinsic factors which are because of the atmospheric condition, because of the geological condition, because of the mining conditions. These are called your extrinsic factors, and these are called intrinsic factors. So the intrinsic is internal factor, extrinsic is external factor, and this intrinsic is nothing but the nature of the coal characteristics and coal seam factors. And the extrinsic factors are like your atmospheric air, atmospheric condition, geological condition, mining condition. So let us discuss in great detail about these and extrinsic factors. So first we will discuss about the intrinsic factors are responsible for the uh, spontaneous combustion. Like coal, like your are very much responsible for the auto oxidation tendency of coal. What is the composition of coal? What is the rank of the coal? Very good petro of the coal. Composition means if the coal contains iron pyrite, sulfur, if the coal contains sulfur, means it will have more tendency then ability, particle size, surface area, variability, whether the particles are freely suspended particles, and the size of the particle, and the surface area of the coal. These are the three important parameters of coal which
Hello, sir.
If the particle size, if the particle size uh, of the coal is less, so the particle size, if the particle size is friability, particle size of the coal is less, surface area will be more, so this coal will be more prone to spontaneous combustion of coal. Then your moisture content, your moisture content in the coal, moisture also plays a greater role for the spontaneous combustion. Presence of pyrite, as I have told, because of bacterial action. The bacteria will try to eat our particles, and they will, so that heat may also be responsible spontaneous combustion of coal. Bacterial theory. Bacterial theory. As per the bacterial theory, and the presence of other minerals in the coal. So this is all your intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor, coal characteristics. Or coal. Then the uh, other extrinsic factors, extrinsic factor. So these extrinsic factors like your atmospheric, geological, and mining conditions. Mining conditions, extrinsic factors. So like your climatic conditions, atmospheric means climatic conditions means your temperature, mine temperature, moisture, presence of moisture in the mine environment, relative humidity of the mine environment, barometric pressure in the mine, next factors, atmospheric that you are working in because of the geothermal. As you go down and down the pit, as you go down and down the earth's crust, the temperature goes on increasing because of the geothermal gradient. So the temperature becomes high at a greater depth, and there is moisture present. Water in the you get a lot of moisture. The relative humidity of atmosphere also goes on in the presence of water in the also called oxygen is a very your climatic conditions, temperature, moisture, humidity, pressure, and oxygen. These are called the climatic conditions. Whole thing and All these factors, they are responsible for the auto oxidation. So the coal combustion, spontaneous combustion takes place because of. Then third factor is your factor. Third factor, like mining method, what method of mining you are adopting, rate of advance of your coal, and condition and roof condition, presence of tea in areas of the dam, leakage, multi-sim working, coal losses, worked out areas, heat from machines, stowing, ventilation system and airflow, rate, ventilation pressure, method of stock compaction. So these are the responsible for rank of the coal. Okay. So what is the rank of the what is the of the coals of different capacity observe. So the rate of oxidation with in tank of and containing higher moisture oxygen and volatile content. Are more easily oxidized, and the risk of spontaneous combustion. We have this contain if the coal contain then is auto oxidation. The presence of pyrite. Pyrite accelerates spontaneous combustion by swelling and causing disintegration of the coal mass, thereby increases the surface area available for oxidation. So there it is it rises by presence of oxygen and the moisture at ordinary atmospheric pressure, according to the software. So we have seen this equation, pyrite theory equation, 2Fe2 7 oxygen 16H2O. You get 2H2SO4, 2FeSO4, 7H2, 316 into 2 kilocalorie of heat energy. So the oxidation of pyrites has only a promoting effect on so this pyrite, if pyrite then the oxidation will be then uh, then your area of exposed coal surface of exposed coal surface. Next slide. The area of exposed coal surface. So the exposed the surface as well as internal surface four spaces. Four spaces. Four spaces of coal is a significant factor influencing its self-heating. So the entire core surfaces, the entire uh, core surfaces in coal may be above 80 millimeter square per gram. So the smaller the coal particle, smaller the coal particle, the greater its surface area in contact with air, and the greater will be the rate of oxidation and tendency to spontaneous combustion. Rate of heating has been found to be proportional to the root of the specific internal surface area of the core. Okay. So bituminous coal is generally considered the danger of spontaneous combustion is slight for sizes larger than 38 millimeter. Then the other property factor is fastness of exposed coal surface. For any given set of constant conditions, the rate of oxidation of exposed decreases during the process of oxidation. That is, with time. In case of weathered rock, in case of weathered coal, the exposed surface of coal reaches the stage of saturation and no further interacts with oxygen at ambient temperature occurs. So the next important parameter is your petrographic composition of coal. Petrographic composition of coal. So constituents, the micro constituents like butane is there, flaran is there, butane is there, or fusion influence the liability of coal to spontaneous heating. So liability of spontaneous combustion decreases in the order of butane, flaran, butane, and fusion. Then another important factor is which is your volatile matter, presence of volatile matter in the presence of volatile matter in the food. So increase in volatile content increases the rate of heat. Coal with 38 oxidizes as fast as coal with 10% volatile matter. The Research Institute of Ostrava Radvans in Czechoslovakia considers coals having a volatile content of 28% and low maintenance rating. So the next property is your moisture. As seen, moisture, presence of water aggravates the oxidation tendency. So moisture inherent present in the surrounding oxidizing atmosphere are produced from the early stages of oxidation influences the oxidation. It acts as a catalytic agent. Higher so 1967, Nandi had shown that there is an optimum moisture level of around 5% in coal, showing maximum spontaneous heating tendency of the coal. Then the oxygen content is very important. Oxygen content is very important also. Oxygen content, this presence of oxygen, the reliability, the the ability of coal to spontaneous heating is directly related to its oxygen content. With coals having oxygen content less than 2%, the oxidation is not large enough to cause any appreciable increase in the temperature. If the oxygen content is less than 2%, so there will be no heat generation. Ash content is also another factor. Ash content. Ash present in coal generally decrease the oxidation rate, which is also influenced by mineral composition of the ash. Then thermal conductivity of coal. Thermal conductivity of coal. The thermal conductivity of coal determines the rate of heat dissipation. Coals with low thermal conductivity on heating. Okay, property responsible for the coal mine fire factors. The other factors are your geological factors like your coal seam thickness. Your thick coal seams are more prone to spontaneous because the working of these seams is invariably accompanied by high losses of coal in the group. The unmined part, which is left in the group, is prone to spontaneous combustion since it is exposed to sluggish ventilation. In some coal seams, coal is left in the roof. Some of the roof coals drop in the gulf, which will eventually be seamed up. So seam thickness plays a greater role. Heap of the seam, inclination of the coal seam in spontaneous combustion becomes complicated as temperature difference causes convection air currents in the gulf. Within the gulf, flow may be due to buoyancy as a result of differing densities of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Then depth of cover. At what depth you are mining? At what depth you are you are mining? So when a coal seam under a shallow overburden is mined, the gulf areas get connected to the surface by cracks and fissures. Air and water from the surface can gain access and increase the potential for spontaneous. Also, at greater depths, the in situ coal temperature also tends to be higher, making deeper seams more vulnerable to spontaneous combustion. At greater depth, the excessive rock pressure acting on the coal pillars results in their crossing of the coal pillar, and thereby increases the surface area of coal exposed to oxidation, which helps in increasing spontaneous heating. Then, if there is presence of multi-seams as well, number of seams are present. When multi-seams in close proximity, the cracks and fissures develop in the intervening start and increase the potential for of the surrounding unmined seam, particularly the undermined seam. Then caving characteristics of the coal. Caving characteristic of the strata above the coal seam, above the mining section of the coal may consider the likelihood of this. Then if faults are there, the presence of faults will allow air and water to any grinding of along the fault plane may lead to surfacing and friability of coal. Friable coal finds, which due to larger surface area come. Then there are other factors are there which are called what method of mining, whether advanced you are using or you are using the board and pillar. So it is found that uh, it is found that longwall advancing leaves extracted areas lying between the entries, serving the ventilating pressure differences and across this area with accompanying problem of incomplete. In high risk situations, a retreat system of working is preferable. Instead of going for long wall advancing method, it is better to go for uh, long wall retreating. So long wall retreating method will uh, uh, more preferable. If you are working multi-sims, number of sims. In case of multi-sim working, where a sim has been mined with another virgin sim lying below, leakage paths are created from the upper sim into the sim with a consequent risk rate. At what rate your phase is advanced, and advanced rate of phase determine the time in which the flow can fall in the rock. If the rate are too high compared to the advanced content, pillar side, pillars. So pillars that have been standing are prone to hitting, particularly when they are able to crush. Pillar crossing can create. Then, in the case of ventilation doors, ventilation regulators, stoppings, and air flow, so these are the points of high air. Unless they are well sealed, will tend to leak air through the fractures in the solid coal around them. The greater the air pressure difference across them, the more the air leakage. So doors between the main intake and return air are the most vulnerable places. So therefore, you should be very careful about the regulators, about the mining doors, stoppings, and air crossings used in the ventilation system. Then obstruction in the because the air is passing through the roadways, so there should not be all roads in thick coal seams have breaks, fractures associated with them. Any of a pile of materials, mine cars, etc., can force air into the fractures, causing heating of the coal. And your ventilation, airflow rate, or spontaneous combustion, air loss, the rate of heat generation should be more than the rate of heat dissipation. In case of strong ventilator at very high airflow, almost unlimited oxygen for oxidation of coal is available. So a critical flow rate that provides sufficient for widespread oxidation but does not dissipate the heat generation. So therefore, a good rule to be about the no ventilation at all is better than a deficient ventilation. So instead of going for a deficient ventilation, it is better not to go from the spontaneous combustion. highly and poorly your friability of food, highly friable, highly friable. There is high risk of spontaneous poor low method of work. Code and pillar method is high risk is there. Longwall method is risk. So that's why you should go for Longwall method instead of code and pillar. Then state of stowing, extraction with caving, there is a high risk of spontaneous combustion. Extraction with stowing has low risk of spontaneous heating. Seam thickness. If the thickness of the seam is greater than 5, very high risk of spontaneous heating. If the seam thickness is less, low risk of spontaneous heating. Then state of extraction. Are going for partial extraction, there is high risk of spontaneous heating. If you are going for complete extraction of coal, there is low risk of spontaneous heating. Then nature of extraction. So extraction with more, there is, and if you are mining, there is less tendency for spontaneous heating. Then your geological disturbance. With the geological disturbance, greater than the overburden present over the coal seam. Greater than risk is less than 300 meters. Risk is low. Risk is low. Okay. Parting cell structure high. Rocky and rate of consolidation of barrier. Where iron accumulation high. Ions are avoided. Method of ventilation. Advancing type, retreating type. Ventilation if advancing type, risk is retreating type is low. Ventilation. Quality of ventilation. Intensity of pressure difference high. Spontaneous tendency will be more high. Low pressure difference.
Hello, sir. There's some distortion in your voice.
Then presence of humidity in the mine atmosphere. Humid mines are dry mines, source of the we are responsible for the auto-oxidation tendency of so there are two types of factors responsible for this contact. One is intrinsic factor and extrinsic factor. The intrinsic factor, internal factor, extrinsic factor, external. So intrinsic factors are your whole character, same character, and extrinsic factor like your atmospheric condition, like your mining. So thank you. So thank you. Thank you.